Welcome back, my friends and fellow gamers. I'm Wrath, and we're back in Hellion and my Return to Hellion series. Now, after that last episode where things kind of went really crazy, there's since been a patch, and I got a little angry with how everything turned out, so I went ahead and I restarted, but I found that there was a glitch where it does not relinquish your rights to any of the modules and stuff that you had ownership of. So you repeatedly, like restarting the game for a third time meant I had 3 stations floating around that were not despawning in any way around the Bether planet, and just really made it unrealistic as to what you would start with. So I just picked a new server and ran with it here. And so I only have the 1 station here. With the airlock, I was not able to pilfer resources from another location, so I literally have only what I started with. So I've got the resource plugged there, but life support wise I only have enough to fill up this room and the adjoining corridor, and even that not very well. Let's go ahead and turn that on there. Now that can run without actually consuming any O2, which is good, because these reduce the O2 consumption. So, but I can't fully pressurize my station, so I've decided to take what could be considered a radical choice with this process. Now, I did cycle my ship once, so I do have about 1 3/4 of warp cells, maybe a little bit more, on the ship. So that's working out for me here. So we're going to go ahead and trigger this one.
Use an asteroid pulse. Remove some stress from orbitals 1 and 2.
Okay. So that's that. Now what we did do is I did reconfigure these and reload them for my going out, because my ship has no air in it. And so what my plan is here, I'm going to depressurize all of the station here. So we can go ahead and shut that down. And depressurize and depressurize. And wait for this to come down to 0.9, or 0.5, sorry. Now the hope that I have is that I will be able to get enough air to pressurize everything that I need down to 0.5, or up to 0.5 at least, throughout the station. So the air will be very thin, like on top of a mountain or something, but it'll still be breathable. And that might help me for the short term to get things done. So I'm blocking this down. Alright, so we're pretty much, everything is open now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger this door and then let it close. Okay. I'm going to do the manual override so that it stays open. Now that door should stay open from now on. Okay. Alright, so, and then if I open this one, alright, that's the full extent of what I need. So with these doors manually forced open, if I turn on my life support and try to pressurize the room, it should try to equalize all of these connected components Yeah, see, it's trying to equalize all of them across the whole space. So if I tell all of them to start pressurizing, then all of the vents for these will start turning on. We should get to something approaching. Okay, so it's breathable air now, so take the helmet off. And let's see how far up we can get with this. Alright, 0.8, not bad. It's the air's a little bit thin, but it's livable. So that's my advice in terms of when you're first starting out here. You're going to run into this. You're not going to have enough air. So using this to your advantage is going to be your best bet. So fire that to seal the door. And seal the door. Alright, now I've intentionally left this side corridor unpressurized because I figured that small space was area that I could save in terms of not needing to pressurize it in order to... Oh, okay, so those don't close on both sides. Alright, so we can close the airlock here. Alright, that gives us enough to work with that we can go and take the ship. Now let me just make sure that I top off my tank, since we did spend a little bit of time. Yeah, refill that. Okay. So, first order of business is resources, that mission, and then we need to go and get some more parts, but getting more station parts is worthless to us right now because we need more raw resources. So I'm going to go do what this thing says because I know where it's going to tell me to go, and so I'm going to use that to my advantage. Close the inner door, depressurize. Helmet down. Okay. Uh-oh. My welding tool. Fix that. No more broken parts. Alright. Close the outer door and repressurize, because I don't want to take any of the air with me, and sometimes the ship steals the air out of the station, so I don't want that. Okay, and straight on in. Close the doors. Lock. Turn on the lock there. Power is on. We have the airlock off on the station, and that's fine, but yeah, let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't need it. We can leave that for now. Alright, so system here is pretty much shot. We have limited time. Close the door here. Okay, and shut the door. Okay, all of our locks are on and good. Okay, oops. Gotta decouple first. Now, you might say, well, I'll just take my station with me, but we're not going to waste the fuel. Plus, we want to try, on this run, we want to try, that being the operative word, to see if we can pick up some additional resources and or parts And as you can see here, I've set a custom orbit, and this orbit is actually way harder for somebody to hit than you would assume. but we can go over that later, because what I did was I inverted my orbit, so I'm actually traveling in the opposite direction. So somebody having a chance of scanning me down is very, very small. Alright, so we're going to warp to that one. Okay. Pitch directly up. Please tell me we're not going to be pointing. Okay. And as you can see, I've done a pretty big standoff from Bether. And that is mostly because I want the ability to avoid any kind of chance that somebody's going to find me. So I have a very massive orbit, and since it's in the opposite direction of all the other orbits, it's mathematically so improbable that somebody would find me that it's bordering on impossible. At least that's my understanding, because it means that they have to be in the right orbit, they have to be at a relatively right altitude, and they have to be at the same orbital height as me, or in the same orbital position as me at the same time, and they only have a small window because we're moving past each other at hundreds of kilometers per second. So they get like one chance in like a couple of million to be at the right place, the right time to scan me. So it's virtually impossible. I mean, I'm not going to say that it can't be done. I'm sure that somebody watching these videos who knows what server I'm on could make a genuine, legitimate try for it, and probably figure out a way to get it done. But I am saying that it would be difficult to do just by accident, like your average pirate hunting somebody down. Because space is so big and so massive that it's really difficult to bump into each other, as it were. The only way that they create that effect of you bumping into people in this is that you don't really have... You're all going to the same places, so you don't really have much of a choice. Now, since all we have is those little handheld containers, we definitely... Whoa! We landed 3 kilometers off target. That's a fairly big miss. Try and get the speed up here. Listening to that breathing makes me feel like I've got like a respiratory disease. Makes me like, am I remembering to breathe? And I hear that sound and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm remembering to breathe. And then it's like, no, that's the game breathing, not me. And so then I have to take a big sighing deep breath too, and it's like, oh yeah, whoa. That was frightening. I think due to the last time with this thing, I'm gonna kind of try and take a bit of a long range approach, because this thing like bit my ship last time. Okay, match the velocities. Okay, stable holding. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check the terminal. Okay, so this ain't going so well. Alright, so now let's see if we can trigger. Last time I was able to trigger the whole thing just by looking at the log here. Come on, grab the wall. Okay.
Burned after 6 minutes. I'm just horrible at this. I should have taken that engineering course. Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Fried coupling and a blown amplifier. Well, okay, it's not that bad. But I think I'll have to make another salvage run through Bethel's scrapyard. Note to self. Find spare rope cells before you end up stranded again. You got lucky last time.
Okay, so let's alright, so we'll have to go check that one later. Let's get the ship moving. I went ahead and skipped the quest because it looked like it was bugged out. Because that clearly told me where I needed to go. And the other places don't have anything to work with, so it was like a big waste of time to try and go back for more. So let's go ahead, and we actually do need to visit the Bether scrapyards. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Focusing on my ship. Okay. Let's see, which group are you? That's the junkyard. Okay, so this other one must be the chorus. Chorus ruins. Yep. Okay. So what we're going to do is, now there's a lot of stuff at those 2 points. let's center in on something here. Let's try CQs, junkyard, habitat section. Life support module. Life support module. Life support module. CQM, CQM. Bunch of derelicts. CQM. Life support module. See, I don't think I'm going to get any resources from any of those. So I'm going to go directly for the junkyard itself. Go ahead and oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Pull away. Pull away. See how that lineup was bad? Like, if I warp 2, that line takes me right through the bottom of Bether. So we're going to take this opportunity to instead... Can we go to Everest Station? Let's see here. Production, industrial scrapyard, storage, E1. What are these ones here? Storage E1. Because this is the industrial sector, so let's warp to there. Let's look at that. Alright, and initialize. Oh, that's bright. Alright, that'll work out a little bit better for us. Hopefully, this will allow us to get the resources that we need in order for us to survive a little bit longer. So, and then maybe on the way back we can grab, if not like a power supply module or a something to that effect, then maybe we can stop at Broken Marble and try to pick up a command module, which would be really nice. So we've got about an 8-minute warp here. We've only got about half a tank left in our air, so that's going to be a problem. Now let me check this here. Yep, alright, so cool beans, we can just top that off. Now that one's empty. So now if we hit 4... Okay, cool. So it pulls out whatever one's available. Jumping into the star is a little bit annoying. Alright, so let's go ahead and close that. Yeah, hopefully, by going to the production location, hopefully we'll be able to pick up some raw resource cans, and more importantly, hopefully, some mining gear, so that we can start going. Like ideally, what I want to get is a mining scanner, if possible, and if barring that, just some general drills, so that I can start gathering up raw resources. Because worst case scenario, I can always do some prospective mining, where I just go around and look for the materials that I want. But either way, so for the mining, we need batteries in large quantities. We need the orange storage cans in large quantities, and we need 1 to 2 drills so that we can do the actual drilling. You want 1 drill so that you can do the prospecting if you don't have a scanner, and that way you can look and see, all right, what material is underneath me. So you use 1 drill to see what's there, and then if it's what you want, then you put that one away and you get your other one out and you drill, swapping out your cans. But all of that is neither here nor there. Right now, the plan is go and get some materials, because we need enough to be able to. We need enough raw materials to fill the ship and the station fully with oxygen, so that we're not dying out here burning resources every time we go out. So, trying to keep rubbing my hands together like that, that's kind of annoying. I'm trying to make sure that we are all set. Let's look at our jump here. Normally I would be hesitant to make a big long jump like this, except for the fact that I already know that I have plenty of fuel, and my station is far enough out that it's not going to cause me any problems. Why is there a derelict there? How did I pick up some derelicts? Interesting. Do a quick scan from my ship. See if we detect anything. Now, I don't know if I covered it in previous sessions, but if you're running low on fuel information, in terms of making sure that you can make the necessary jumps, and how to do those, if you're willing to spend the time, because that's really what you run into with this game, is the time cost. If you're willing to take the time, you can be extremely frugal with your jump fuel, making small jumps to alter your orbit enough that you can, for instance, have an orbit that jumps out here to Everest Station, but it might take you, 4 to 5 hours, or 1 to 2 hours of just chilling and doing nothing in order to do that. that is possible. It's not the funnest play method, but in terms of, you're running super low on fuel, and you're going to try and make, say, like a hop from, let's say you've got a base that's on a relatively low orbit with Bether, say, somewhere inside the radius of Burner or something, but still out enough that people won't easily find it. With that going on, the chances that you could encounter so with that going on, if you needed to get from Everest Station to Bether, you might find yourself just doing an orbit that breaks you from the sphere of influence of Everest Station and lets you drop in orbit into a low, basically swing into a low orbit here, and then once you're down there in close proximity to the orbit that you're after, then you could do a warp there. Those kind of warps can be largely dangerous for the most part, because you are hoping that you don't intersect with some other orbital body that you didn't account for. Alright, 17 seconds. Let's see, nothing on the radar yet. Oh, all sorts of stuff on the radar there. Let's switch this to short range. Okay. So, production. Oh, it's like directly in front of me. Let's go ahead and close on it then. Let the star get in between me and whatever it is that I'm looking at here. Sort of a blinding little engagement here. Whatever this is, I want to get in nice and close. Okay. So it looks like a few station parts. Can't quite see what's what here. Okay. Looks like maybe a fabrication module? And something else. Okay. Yep, a fabrication module. Oh, come on. Alright, matched. And a solar panel module. Let's go tear this thing apart, because we can actually make use of both of those. And the cool thing about these modules, these things that you find here, is that all of the parts that you see here, I can cut off the parts that are broken and get rid of them, and then I don't need them anymore. And I can take the other parts, I can dock my ship, take the other parts, and bring them back to my station. And then as I go, I can repair them. So let's go ahead and take those. You can go up there. It's a helmet. Don't need that right now. Take the hacking tool. Take the pistol. And the ammo. Another hacking tool. We'll take that. Those are always useful. Oh. What do you have in you? Hydrogen. Okay, and don't need the other fire extinguisher either. So we'll dump that. Let's cut this loose. Alright, let's see. Just like that, we've cut off part of the unit that we want to get rid of. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use that. And then we're going to toss it. Oh, nice. Take that. Raw resources are always good. Okay, and we don't have to worry as much about things that are in this section, because once we've got this, once we've docked to this, we can take it with us. So it is still damaged, which is not ideal, but we can make do with what's here. And there's an extra welding tool. Excellent. All right. So let's go ahead and grab these, the raw resources. Hopefully we will have enough raw resources to get some nitrogen. Oh, there's a bunch more. Let's go ahead and put a bunch of this stuff up here. Oh, okay, get up, come on. We're on borrowed time because this thing will dip into the field. At which point things will get messy. Okay. So let's take that, put that there. Take that, and that. Okay, drop that in there. The reason that we're cutting all of that stuff out of our inventory is because we want it in the section that we're going to be taking with us, not here in this section that we're not going to be taking. Oh, come back. So we want to, come on, grab that. Okay. Lots of raw resources, perfect for us. Take that extra helmet. And put those away. Another welding tool. Let's take that. Take that other welding tool because we can use it. Any other raw resources? No, but another suit pack. Okay. Toss the helmet. Take the suit pack. Alright. Oh, hacking tool. Alright, and again we're gonna cut these parts loose. And that will give us what we need, but I'm gonna do some quick repairs first using this torch that we picked up so that I can chuck it. Okay. Do some quick repairs with you until either this thing is mostly repaired or it stops working. Okay, any other? Yep, some damage over here. Okay, put that up. Now that we've done the basic repairs, I'm going to go ahead and get out and grab our ship. And again, we want to make sure that we... Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. We want to get in and get docked. And then get back out with our prize. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring it to a halt. Match. Okay, 3. And let's go for that middle one there. Alright, so we're 180 off of what we should be. Okay. Oh. Let's reduce our approach speed. All right. Okay. We are locked on. Let's go ahead and set our destination back to our station. Now, even though we did not get all of the parts that we wanted, in terms of what was there, the fact that we were able to get a bunch of materials, and more importantly, that fabrication module, means that we should, in theory, be able to, one, store additional materials that will help us to keep our base in good working order, and we can start fabricating the raw resource, the tools we need to gather our raw resources. Because now that we have that, we can go and we can take what we have and at least on the short term, we can start. One, we can repair all these modules. We can go and we can build a mining drill, maybe even a mining laser or a mining scanner, and then we can take what we have, go and mine up the basic resources necessary for a little bit of what we need short term to be able to create more storage containers for mining and to create more tools and weapons for us to then turn around and make a good fight against anybody that's going to give us trouble. We're still going to need to scavenge for resources because that's never going to change. Because we can't, the raw materials won't get us finished materials like electronics and stuff like that, or plastics. It'll just get us, oxygen and nitrogen and, raw elements. So we still have some limitations, but it will allow us to supplement our jump fuel, which is always good. It'll allow us to get a handle on our oxygen and nitrogen needs so that we can not suffocate to death. And it will let us start planning for a more consistent, less of an on-demand needs kind of situation. We can instead look at what is going on in those areas. I'm babbling like crazy. It is late at night. We can basically take more control over what we're doing. Okay, we're not that far off the station. I'm going to go ahead and bring us in nice and slow because we are carrying this pretty big kit with us. And which part of the station? Okay, so we're upside down according to the station view. So let's roll this thing over. See, that auto stab is still in play. Now I know the way that I would like to set this up, but I also know that right now I don't have the ability to do it, so I'm not going to worry about rearranging my station just yet, because the priority concern is getting the station parts repaired, getting them in place, and filling in the raw resources and stuff necessary to be able to supply my ship and the station with the air and other resources that I need. Okay, let's pull away. It. Okay. 3. Okay, so solar panel module. Let's bring it forward a little bit, up a little bit. Okay, and bring in the docking. This is, I have to say that I like the way that they've done this. I don't know if skipping that quest was the right decision. I'll have to go test that theory at some point. See, what I'd like to do is put the T module over here next to the between the main module and the airlock, and have the fabricator off of that, and then have the power supply module here before I attach any kind of like or not the power supply, the solar panel module here before I make any additional attachments for, say, like a command module. I'm getting really annoyed with it because the most recent patch was supposed to fix this issue with the systems not working correctly. Okay, so we're down on station. So now we're in full repair mode because we need to repair these modules. Fortunately, we've got enough. Let's do the outsides first here, since I've got two different. Oh, that's not the tool I'm looking for. You can go there. I've got repair tools, so let's go and get these repaired first. So solar panel module first, since you're the closest to the main core of the station. Get you repaired. Okay, that's damaged on the inside. Okay. That's damaged there. Check the underside here. Any damage on the underside? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so it's got some interior that needs some fixing. The station, the fabricator is sparking, so we're going to need to deal with that. Doesn't look like anything going wrong here. Anything on the bottom? No damage on the bottom there. Let's check the bottom of the fabricator. She looks like she's venting something there. That's never good. Stuff on the inside should stay on the inside. Okay. Let's go check the outside where it was sparking. Yeah, it's still sparking over here. wiring done. Okay, not quite enough in that one to get the full repair done, but fortunately we do have others. Let's go ahead and get down in here. The interior of this one needs a lot of work, but that's okay. All that means is that %. Okay, let's try to use that here. We'll come back to that one as we get through this. Let's finish the exterior over here. So far, not looking bad. Ooh. Low gas there. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. Okay. Okay, double check, make sure that there are no other sparking sections here. Okay, that looks all good. Okay, let's work on this section. Note to remember that this section will engage gravity as soon as I pop through the doorway, and plop. Okay. Repair, 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 repair. And repaired. So, does that mean... No, it's still got 11%, so... Okay, this section's at 100%, even though it continues to spark. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think that section's hitting the ship. Maybe. Let's go ahead and move the ship here. Oh wait, before we do that, let's go grab. We got some of the resource cans, let's go get the rest. Yeah, honey? Yes, one moment. Alrighty. I think that this is where we're going to break off here in just a moment. Let's see here. Dry ice. Not what I need. Dry ice, not what I need. That's got nitrogen, I think. Very little, but it's got a tiny bit. Let's see. Dry ice and dry ice. So the nitrogen that we were really needing is not present. That is disheartening. So next one around, we're going to have to work our way through our problems here, and hopefully we'll be able to figure something out. Let's try to access this terminal here and unload that nitrogen. It's really not that much. It's like a few seconds worth of nitrogen. Alrighty, I hope that you have enjoyed watching this episode as much as I have enjoyed making it. Please, if you are enjoying the series, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, I'm Wrath, and I will catch you on the flip side.